So you're thinking about moving to Ann Arbor, Michigan. In this video, we want to give you everything you need to know before moving to Ann Arbor. Hello and welcome. My name is Matt Talbot. I am a local real estate team lead here in Southeast Michigan. So you're thinking about moving to Ann Arbor, Michigan. In this video, we want to give you an overview of Ann Arbor, a little bit about the people, the culture, what's happening there. And we want to make sure that you understand what it's like to live in Ann Arbor. Like I said, my name is Matt Talbot. My team and I help people just like you every single day move here to Michigan, and we absolutely live for it. We get calls, texts, and emails, DMs, calendar invites, Facebook messages, Instagram messages, all sorts of messages every single day of people from all over the world that want to move here to Southeast Michigan. And we absolutely live for it, like I said. So if you're thinking about moving to the area and you want some more specific information on your unique situation, please comment below, send us a DM, or fill out the Calendly link here in YouTube right on our main page. They actually moved it to the middle of the page. And set up a consultation with our team today. We'd love to chat about your situation and help educate you further on your potential move to the area. So Ann Arbor, Michigan, what a great part of town located here in Southeast Michigan. Like I said, in this video, we want to give you an overview. If you're thinking about moving to the area, you want to understand a little bit more about what the area is like, living in the area itself. Maybe you're moving here for school or the university or the health system or what have you. We want to give you an overview of Ann Arbor, Michigan. Number one on our list, or the thing we would like to start with, is the location itself and the accessibility to Ann Arbor, Michigan. So Ann Arbor is about 45 minutes west of Detroit. It sits in a very good location for a lot of different reasons. The major expressways in and out of Ann Arbor are I-94 and M14. I-94 actually goes from Detroit all the way to Chicago. So it's a pretty long stretch there, but it goes right through Ann Arbor, Michigan. So you can jump on I-94, take it right to Chicago. I think from Ann Arbor, you're about 3 hours-ish, 3.5 hours maybe, to Chicago as well. You can also head to the west side of the state or head up north pretty easy. So Ann Arbor, Michigan is about 45 minutes west of Detroit. So it's a great area. It's its own economy. It's its own suburb, so to speak. It's really its own city and its own metro area in a lot of different ways. And that's for a lot of different reasons. M14 also goes in and out of Ann Arbor, and you take that actually from Plymouth, which runs into 96, which gets you right downtown Detroit. So like I said, about 45 minutes, you can shoot down M14 from 96 and you can be in Ann Arbor, Michigan. So obviously Ann Arbor, Michigan is most well known for the University of Michigan, which dates back to August of 1817. So a really, really old university, really cool campus. It's right downtown. And so for so many reasons, obviously Ann Arbor is known for the University of Michigan, but there's a lot more that it has to offer. One of the unique features as far as location is you're really only about 25 minutes or so from the city of Ann Arbor itself to Detroit Metropolitan Airport, which is where most people fly in and out. So if you want to live locally, you have to travel somewhere. A lot of people we know that move here to Michigan are moving from Chicago, they're moving from Florida, they're moving from Texas and California, a lot of places in the world. We have a few actually recently from the East Coast as well too, in the New York area. So a lot of people want to fly in and out. A big reason why a lot of people have been moving to Michigan is they're moving back home. The work from home has been a huge thing for us. It's been a huge portion of our clients, people moving back. They want to get closer to family. They're working from home, so it's a lot easier to go back to a state like Michigan to be closer to family for a lot of people. So we're seeing a lot of that. You're only 25 minutes to the airport if you need to get back and forth to work. Is a very, very great location for that reason. Locationally, there's some other really nice surrounding cities that are in the metropolitan Ann Arbor area, as I might call it. Saline's a good one. Ypsi's right nearby. That's where Eastern Michigan University is. Ypsilanti, Michigan. Spell that. If you're not from the area, it's very difficult to spell. Ypsilanti, Michigan's another one. And you can keep heading west to cities like Dexter and Chelsea, and a lot of other great surrounding cities as well too. Pinckney's not terribly far from Ann Arbor. That's a little bit northwest, and there's actually 7 lakes all connected. We want to do a video on that. It's a great area. Pinckney's a really cool area. 7 lakes that are all connected. So next on our list is education and institutions. So University of Michigan, like I said, dates back to the 1800s, has been there for a long time. the universities in Ann Arbor themselves have like a 91% graduation rate. So people that go to Ann Arbor to go to school are very serious. They're not showing up just to have fun and party, although there is some fun to be had, of course, at U of M. That being said, they are showing up to get to work. They're showing up to learn. They're showing up to do school. So it's a very, very important piece of the community itself. University of Michigan has around 30,000 students. So a lot of people in and out. That actually leads to a lot of people moving in and out of the city itself. And there's a good amount of student living and rental communities throughout Ann Arbor because of that. So there's a lot of student housing. There's even sky rises and different apartment buildings and stuff like that on top of course, your normal dormitories and stuff like that provided by the university. So because of that, for you investors out there, there's quite a few people that are looking to purchase rental units throughout Ann Arbor. And it's a very sought out rental marketplace for that from a real estate perspective, because there's so many people moving in and out between the students and the professors and, you know, people doing research projects and the hospital system as well too. So the University of Michigan not only is a great university for a lot of different reasons, but they have a huge hospital system, which you can go there if you're going to medical school at U of M. And that's a learning hospital as well too. So your continued education post undergrad continues on for a lot of different reasons at U of M. One of the biggest reasons there is definitely the medical program. It's a huge university, and there's a lot of different programs and reasons why people not only go there for undergrad, but continue on for years to come after their undergrad for additional educational opportunities. So additional to the University of Michigan, there's some other local universities in Ann Arbor. Concordia is another one. Washtenaw Community College is another one. And then one city over in Ypsilanti is Eastern Michigan University. So between those different schools, there is a lot of students in and out the general area there in Ann Arbor and its surrounding communities as well too. K through 12 as far as public education's fantastic in Ann Arbor. There's only so much I can really disclose as far as I'm not supposed to say as an agent one school is better than the other and stuff like that as a licensed real estate agent. However, really good schools, fantastic organizations, a lot of community stuff going on as well too. And a lot of the surrounding communities, Saline Public Schools are always very, very top ranked. I mean, there's some really good surrounding communities in Ann Arbor as well with really good K through 12. There's also a lot of private schools in Ann Arbor as far as K through 12 and stuff like that. So starting in preschool and on, there's a lot of, you know, Catholic schools and different options as far as private schools in Ann Arbor itself. So education, I would say, is one of like the top words, the top, if you want to call it adjectives to describe Ann Arbor in a lot of ways, because in my opinion, education is sort of like what I think of when I think of Ann Arbor. It's a beautiful area. There's a lot more to dive into in this video, but education is really, really up there. Up next on our list is recreation and green space throughout Ann Arbor and its local communities. So there is 159 parks covering 2,100 acres, and that's in the city of Ann Arbor itself. So there's tons of parks. Check out our other videos on Ann Arbor. We actually do some tours and show you the video walkthroughs of what some of these parks look like and some of what these areas look like. Like Burns Park comes to mind. I mean, there's Carytown. There's so many different options as far as parks, and there's actually, you know, rivers and lakes in the general area and stuff like that to go to check out. So because of this sort of, you know, park scene and this overall landscape, there's a lot of recreation, different things to do. I've actually pulled up, this is just as an example, this September, the month that we're in of 2023, when we're shooting this video, just as an example, there's this website that pulls up local events. So Ann Arbor, Ypsi, Chelsea, and Saline, so the general Ann Arbor community, A2 Community Book Fest, African American Culture and Historical Museum of Washtenaw County 30th Anniversary Celebration, A2 Tech 360, Fast Track Awards, Saline Oktoberfest, A2 Biosocial September, Ypsilanti Grub Crawl and Shop Local Event, Over the Edge, Ypsilanti Fall River Day, Holy Bones Festival, the Ark's 27th, a fall fundraiser evening with Allison Russell. The Ark is the best. Wine, Women, and Shopping. I mean, that's just 1 month, and that's only 1 through 12. Let's see. We got Saline Craft Show, Christmas tree lighting with Santa Claus coming up in December. I mean, there is tons of things happening at the parks, at the different locations. There's tons of different venues. One that I just mentioned is the Ark, the Blind Pigs over that way. I mean, there's so many other facilities through the University of Michigan as well too that allows just for a lot of things to do. If you're into culture, if you're into music, if you're into arts, the performing arts, if you want to see art festivals and actual physical art, I mean, it is unlimited with the things to do because of some of the parks and recreation throughout the city. If you live in Ann Arbor or Ann Arbor proper, or even within a stone's throw away, even if you're 45 to an hour away, there's so many options to drive to Ann Arbor to really, explore and have things to do when it comes to culture between the and recreation, between the parks and different landscape itself of outdoor activities. And because of those different facilities between outdoor activities and indoor activities, there's just a lot of things to do. So just to dive through a few, just at this first list of things coming up, but that's like it's like that all year round. There's always something to do. There's always something to learn and to get into for you, the kids, the family, what have you, in Ann Arbor. Up next on our list is the economical landscape in Ann Arbor. The average income in the city itself is $138,000. So pretty hefty average income in the city compared to a lot of other places throughout Metro Detroit and Southeast Michigan here. So a lot of people make a good amount of money there. That's because of, like I said, of other reasons in this video. There's a lot of technology companies in there, a lot of startups in there, the university itself, the hospital system. There's also local manufacturing jobs throughout the general Ann Arbor area as well too. So in the city itself, 138,000. Pretty up there as far as income in the city, okay? That sort of ties in with housing as well too. The average price last I checked for houses in Ann Arbor, the city itself, is about $438,000. So because of that income level, it's a very sought out community. The home prices are up there as well too compared to our average in the state, which is roughly about 350 last I checked. So significantly higher as far as Ann Arbor, the city. But there's some options in there and affordable options when it comes to that as well. So a lot of people in the area, a lot of people making pretty good money. So it's a very affluent area for a lot of reasons, but there is a diverse, those are the averages. There is a diverse mix. Obviously a lot of students there. So there is some affordable housing and also a lot of, very expensive houses as well too. So sort of everything in between. Housing diversity in Ann Arbor is huge. Like I mentioned earlier, the average price point in Ann Arbor is $493,000, so close to $500,000, which is pretty hefty compared to the rest of Southeast Michigan. But in that, there's a diverse group of housings available. And what I mean by that is, like I said, the University of Michigan dates back to the early 1800s. So there's been homes being built there since the 1800s, maybe some of the 1700s, but really from the 1800s on. So you have literally hundreds of years of different housing available. So a lot of old Victorians, different bungalows, different setups through the years, a lot of mid-century modern that were built in the city of Ann Arbor and throughout Ann Arbor. And then of course you continue on and move into the modern day. So throughout the township of Ann Arbor, the local communities, there's a lot of rural land as well too. So there's some really nice nooks and crannies as far as high-end homes that have been built later on and not necessarily the 1800s or early 1900s, but more newer construction developments as well too. Check out our video that regards to housing in Ann Arbor. We did a really intensive video of some of our favorite neighborhoods throughout Ann Arbor, and it shows you the walkthrough of the subdivisions of the different local communities to give you a flavor of what those are like throughout Ann Arbor. One of my favorite areas is not actually part of Ann Arbor itself, but is Barton Hills for high-end real estate. It's just north of the city. Really, really cool place. There's a big lake over there. You follow one of the most beautiful roads I've ever been on in my life, really, to get up to Barton Hills. Is a great area when it comes to high-end real estate. And there's a ton of other pockets of town. A lot of affordable houses under $300,000 if you're looking pretty heavily. And there's a lot of homes really in that $300,000 to $500,000 range. And like I said, the average price point is around $500,000, just under $500,000. And so of course there's some high-end real estate. If you go right downtown and you're, location, as we talk about in real estate, if you're right downtown, there's going to be more expensive homes, well north of $1 million and stuff like that. So depending on what you're looking for, what your needs are, a variety of different houses, and as licensed agents here in Michigan, we can do our thing to go ahead and show you what your options are depending on budget, where you want to be, where work is at. If you need to commute different areas, we can help show you and help you poke around town to figure out what would be the best fit for you on your search. So hopefully this gives you a rundown of the city of Ann Arbor, the township, the community, what it has to offer, the diversity, the hospital system, everything about Ann Arbor. If you want more specifics, if you need to dive deeper, check out our other videos, or please comment below, send us a DM, send us an email, what have you. We're happy to connect and help show you around town. My name is Matt Talbot. My team is the Talbot team. Like I said, we love helping people buy and sell residential homes here in Southeast Michigan. Work very, very heavily in Ann Arbor and looking forward to the opportunity to connect.